My project will focus on Picher, Oklahoma, and the environmental degradation that happened there. The purpose of this presentation is to present the adverse impacts of the lead and zinc mining industry in the early 20th century in America. To highlight the history of Picher, Oklahoma as one of the places most impacted by this industry, and to highlight the health and infrastructure repercussions associated with the mining of lead and zinc. First, I will talk about the Picher Mining District. Then I will talk about the founding of Picher, Oklahoma, its allocation as a Superfund site in 1984, the health effects experienced by the community due to the metals that were left from the mining industry, and how it was declared unsafe by the Army Corps of Engineers. So first of all, to start off, where is Picher, Oklahoma, and what is the Picher Mining District? The Picher Mining District is located in northern Ottawa County in Oklahoma. It's part of a larger mining district called the Tri-State Mining District, which is a 3,080 kilometers squared area that includes southwest Missouri, southeast Kansas, and northeast Oklahoma. In 1870, the Bureau of Indian Affairs sold part of the Quapaw Reservation to mining interests. And you can see in this spatial diagram to the right, the orange areas represent the approximate extent of mined area included in the Tri-State and Picher mining districts. The Picher Mining District would specifically become the most productive site of mining for sulfide ores of lead and zinc in the USA from the late 1830s to the 1970s. So Picher, Oklahoma was first founded as a mining camp and was officially incorporated in 1918. The town itself was so interconnected with the lead and mining industries that it was named after the owner of the Picher Lead Company. So as you can see in the diagram, this represents the amount of zinc and lead produced in the Picher field between 1905 and 1960 in tons. The Picher field produced more than half of the lead and zinc used in World War I. Lead was used to make bullets and zinc was used to prevent the rust of steel. During its time, it was one of the world's largest lead and zinc mining areas. As you can see in the chart, in 1925, there was peak production of both lead and zinc, and there was a sharp decline in the 1950s. Overall, regarding recoverable metal production through 1964, the Picher mining field produced 7,283,000 tons of zinc, 1,766,000 tons of lead, and all of these metals were valued at about $1.4 billion. So in 1967, the mines shut down, leaving 14,000 abandoned mine shafts. After that, abandoned mines filled with groundwater and acid, and they seeped into Tar Creek. This led to pollution and ground that was sinking, that was also swallowing homes. So in 1980, Congress established the Superfund program to locate, investigate, and clean up the worst sites nationwide, which included the Picher Lead and Mining District of northeastern Oklahoma, which would become the Tar Creek Superfund site in 1984. This Superfund site included Picher as well as some other towns, and the 47 square miles of the TCC was ranked the most toxic in America. If you look over to the diagram on the screen, it represents the yard soil metal levels in 1996, and it compares Picher, Oklahoma to a control community outside of the TCC. In comparison, Picher was found to have mean levels of metals in yard soil 8 times higher regarding lead, 10 times higher regarding cadmium, and more than 10 times higher regarding iron as well, which is not shown in the diagram. So in addition to impacting infrastructure, there were very large health effects because of these metals that were left behind. Mine tailings, also known as chat, contained an estimated 165 million tons of waste covering 2,900 acres in Picher Field. Many of these tailings were immediately adjacent to residences and schools, and a large part of the chat piles were used as infrastructure for Picher, so as fill and road gravel in the district and surrounding areas. It was also used to fill yards of residences and playgrounds, and were an attraction for the residents. Children were drawn to play and bike on the metals-laden tailings, many of which rose 100 or more feet above the ground. They would slide on them and swim in them. One especially difficult story to read was kids thinking they had sunburns when they actually had caustic chemical burns. And as you can see in the pie charts on the screen, among children under 6 years old, 23% of the children in Picher, Oklahoma had elevated blood lead levels rather, between 1996 and 2000, compared to 7% for all of Ottawa County in Oklahoma, which includes Picher. So all of these things led to the Army Corps declaring Picher unsafe in 2006, and they began trying to buy out homeowners and get local businesses to close, both due to the sinking ground and the high metals. Although many people refused to leave, there was a tornado in 2008. That was the last straw. And shortly after, most of the town was abandoned. As you can see in the chart on the screen, the population went from 8,000 people in 1930 to 0 people in 2010. In summary, the lead and zinc mining industry in the early 20th century in America had extremely adverse impacts on communities and the environment. Picher was one of the places most impacted by these industries, and the health and infrastructure repercussions associated with the mining of lead and zinc led to immense damages and the current status of Picher as a ghost town.